Hi, it's Kerry from Mobilates, and I'm here on this bright and sunny day. It's a little bit cool, but I'm here for the brightness and sunshine coming through. I hope you've had a good week. It's been a bank holiday week and sort of different things going on, V-Day celebrations and noting V-Day, I'd say, rather than celebrations, but yeah, noting it. So shall we get started? No props needed today, just your lovely selves. We're going to do standing and seated to start. So you could either be standing on a mat, or maybe you're on a rug in your living room. Who's that there already? Hello, Irene. Maybe you do this from your bed. So you could do this seated on the edge of your bed. This is a sofa bed here, but seated like this. And then when we come to the lying down section, you could stay seated, or you could lie down on your bed and use that as your flat surface. Hi Jackie, lovely to have you here. I'm getting all these messages as we're live. The Facebook messages have come back, so it's so nice. Right, let's get started then. I'd like your legs in a wider position than the standard quite narrow under our hips position, so something a little bit wider. Arms are relaxed and they're either by your sides, or if you're seated, might be resting on your legs, and turn your palms towards the screen or upwards. We're going to scoop them gently up and then turn them gently down. So we're just going through air, there's no pressure. We're just taking it really, really gently. And now we're going to bring some breath into this. Inhale as you scoop the air up with your palms, and then exhale as your palms gently come down. If you need to adjust anything, I was just adjusting my feet a little bit there. Oh, that feels better. And time this with your breath. So you might need to go slower than me, faster. Just go with your breath cycle, and there's no fancy breath. It's not super deep. So someone else coming in there. Oh, just replying. It's just normal breath. And if you can do it through your nose, both ways, in and out, go for it. If you can't, you might be doing inhale through your nose, outwards through pursed lips, for your exhale through your mouth. That's it. Now this next one's going to be different. Going to move the feet in slightly closer. If you're standing, we're going to inhale, arms up, exhale, palms down, and now it's like I'm sliding down a wall. My knee points are coming forward, so my knees are pointing forwards. I'm not tipping forwards though. This bit, it's like we're sliding down a wall. Now if I'm doing this seated, I'll show you from the side. And as my hands come down, I'm pressing myself. This is like the reverse. I'm pressing downwards with my feet. I can feel the length in my spine's just gone up. And then I release that as I bring the hands up. And inhale. And as I exhale, press down with your legs and your feet. Feel your thighs here tighten. Release as you bring the hands up. That's it. Couple more. Last one. And then just rest your arms either on your thighs, on your hips, on your belly. And then we're going to go into some pelvic tilts. So for these, I'm going to stand to the side, soften your knees a little bit. If you're standing, you don't want to be super, super straight. A little bit of give, it just makes it feel a lot nicer. I like hands on my belly for this one. Right, we've got a bowl here. So the front of the bowl, back of the bowl, underneath of the bowl. If you're sitting, the underneath of your bowl is actually on the sitting surface, on the chair or the bed. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, tip your bowl towards you and feel your belly muscles, they tense a little and the air goes out of this area. And then as you breathe in, let it relax and go forwards. So breathing out, it's actually your lungs that the air's coming out of, but the belly's got room to tense. There's a bit more space because the diaphragm muscle jumps up as we breathe out. And you can see the creases on my top just change. So here's coming forwards, my top sort of stretched out, and then going back, little crumples as it gets shorter in the front body, longer in the back body. If I move my hands around, you might see it the other way. And one more. And then take your hand round to the back of your head, just give it a little tap at the back. And we're going to take our back of our head back, our face back, our throat back, and then relax and have a little wiggle. Who's that coming in? Hi, Jean. Oh, you've made it back in time. We've only just started, only 5 minutes. Another little tap if you've missed it. Take your head back and then let it go. Next one's different. Same little tap, just enough for a bit of sensation. Take that sensation back. Then we should be feeling long here and like we've got our extra chins out. So hello to them. I'm not pulled back as far as I can, but I can feel those extra chins. Now we'll do a little tilt side to side. Ear towards shoulder. We're not trying to touch, that's just the direction. One more. Back to the center, turn. So we're just looking to each side. No forcing, just seeing how far you can go. And then we're going to make some sort of circle. So I go for a sort of partial circle. But as I'm doing this, I'm really reaching my neck away. Even when my head, the weight of it feels like it's going a little further back, I'm not letting it drop and collapse. I'm really pushing away. You could do this smaller tip of your nose circle. That's it. And then we'll give our shoulders a roll. Let's have it small and close to the body to start with. And then bring your breath in and make it bigger. Breathing in as your arms come forwards and your shoulders come up. And then as your arms go around the back, you start to squeeze your shoulder blades together. This is where you start to breathe out. Now, if it's uncomfortable, you might want to work one side and then the other. And then you can pay attention, especially if it's one side in particular that just needs a little bit more working through, maybe a little forwards and a little backwards, or like a shorter arm. That's it. And now coming down to our feet, just give them a little rub on the floor, like just wiping your feet from coming in. And now we're going to lift our toes up and down, all of them, not at the same time necessarily, but I'm not looking for individual toes. And then place your feet down. You might want slightly wider apart feet. If you're seated, place your hands on your chest. If you're standing, hands out. And we're just going to have a little rock backwards and forwards. That's it. And one more. And then place your hands somewhere up here, this sort of area towards your shoulders, collarbone, and start to circle with your elbows. So a little bit each way, just seeing how that feels in your shoulder. Seeing how big or small, might be a bit clunky, but if it's not painful, that's okay. This is got a complex joint, your shoulder. It's moving in all these different directions, so it can be quite noisy, you know what I mean, clunks and crackles, and someone described it this week like a packet of crisps. Right, now we're going to bring our arms forwards, palms down. They're not completely stretched out long, slightly relaxed. I'm looking at my longest finger. I'm going to start drawing circles and taking it outwards. And it's going outwards until I'm in a T shape, or as close as I can get to a T shape. And then when I'm in that T shape, I'm going to bring one hand into my side, keep your feet down, keep your bum on the chair, and we're going to have a little side bend over and then come up tall. If you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, keep your height and make it small, maybe like that. Just a little bit. If you haven't and you're comfortable to go further, you can go further, but keep your height before you go over, and keep your feet down, keep your bum down if you're seated. And one more. Then bring the arms down. Right, now we're going to go the other way. So arms forwards, turn palms up Again, my arms aren't completely straight, they're slightly soft. Looking at that longest finger, draw the circles again. And the circles, they're about saucer sized. We're taking it all the way out to that T shape. So you might be around here, you might get a little further back. And then bring a hand in to your side. This other hand staying palm upwards or turning somewhat that way. So you might be partially there, you might be all the way up. Again, the feet are staying put, the bum is staying stuck to the chair, and we're going to do that side bend from good standing height or sitting height and then over. And that's it. Lovely. And now let's make it swishy and more turny. It's like a gentle turn. The hips go with it. So we're not standing and just making the ribs go. We're letting the whole body have a little turn. If you're seated, it's nice to do this with wider legs and slide the hands up and down the thighs. You can also take your hands around the outside, keep it soft and swishy, keep your spine really tall. Perfect. And then bring your hands in. If you're seated, bring your legs a little closer together. Feet can be slightly outwards. Hands on your chest. We're going to do a hip hinge. So if you're seated, it's a forwards movement. That's it. And keep going like that. If you're standing, put your hands in the hip crease first. Just send your bum back. And just feel what it's like to push back into this hip crease area here, where your leg joins your body. And just push the bum back a little bit. You could be holding on to something if you're feeling unsteady doing this. Holding onto a chair that's wedged against something, can't slide. You might have one hand on the chair and one hand on the hip crease. If your balance is okay like this, you might have your arms reaching forwards. Now I want you to do this exactly as you're doing it, but less weight on one leg. So the weight just shifts over to one side. So my foot here isn't completely down. My weight is going all down this leg. And then we're going to swap to the other leg. I'm going to do this one seated. So I'm just going to raise the heel a little bit on this foot. Now it's going through this side. I'm just pushing down into my leg as I'm going down as well. Just having the pressure there. You're basically loading this leg a little bit. That's it. Perfect. And now come upwards. And this is how it's going to look if you're seated. We're going to give this leg a little in and out, maybe a little circle, the foot drawing a circle. And then the same on the other leg. If you're standing, I'll just give this leg a little circle. You could be holding on to something each way. And then change to the other leg. You can just hear my foot just brushing the floor. Now it's similar but slightly different. It's like we're trying to wipe the sides of our feet. So if I do this one standing, I'll have my arms out for a bit of balance. I'm just trying to wipe the inside and the outside of my foot, just towards the toe edge. You can see my knee going in and out. And that means my femur, my thigh bone up here and the hips just turning in and out. It's harder than it looks. If I'm doing this seated, swap to the other side. Just the same. Could hold onto your chair. Could have your hands on your hips, sitting tall, but you're doing that little swipe. That's it. So check that you've done both sides. I'm just going to do a few more on each side. That's it. And then take your fists, give them a little circle. Gentle fists, not super tight. Go both ways. Always find this one a clunky one, but my wrists will thank me for it. Far better to get them moving, even with the clunks. And then we're going to open the hands out. and draw this infinity sort of shape. And make this as big and as open as you want to. It might be really small. It might be you're getting bigger and really reaching outwards. If you feel like you've got a little bit more energy, you might start to send your chest up and then send your weight forwards. That hip hinge movement that we were doing before returns. If you're doing this seated, take your legs a little wider because it's nice to have a good stable base here. And then to do that dive down between the legs, trying not to knock the plank off as I do this every time. That's it. And one more. And then we're going to have a transition to a different position. So I'm going to go into a lying down position. You could stay seated. You might want extra cushion behind your back. You might be going to the bed and just pull your duvet back or your covers back so you're on something as flat as you can be. I'm just getting my cushion ready down there. And you might want to have a drink just in between. There's no rush to get down there, because the first thing you're going to do when you get down there is get yourself comfortable, either seated or lying down. Let me just get everything moved the right way, and let's get the camera up a little bit. There we go. Just having a little drink. I've got sort of warm water with ginger. It encourages me to drink more than water, I think. Right. We're going to lie on our back or take yourself to the back of the chair. And just spend a moment getting yourself as comfortable as you can. So you might need a small cushion or rolled up towel behind your neck. You might have a cushion behind your back if you're in your chair, or even on the edge of your bed if you don't want to go into a lying posture. You can have your legs as wide or down. Now, I find my legs are down just a little bit uncomfortable for my back, so I like my legs up. And whilst I'm not going to move anything here, I'm going to let my knees fall in against each other because it's just less effort. And I want everything just to calm and relax for a moment. Let your arms rest somewhere comfortable where they're supported. So I'm going to have my arms out on the floor. If you're seated, might be resting on your lap, palms up. You can close your eyes if you want to. And just let your breath settle and your body be heavier and supported by whatever it is sitting or lying upon. And just notice your inhale and exhale. Next time you're ready to exhale, could you turn or roll your head one way? And as you inhale, come back to the center. As you exhale, roll the other way. And then come back to the center. This next one's different. Arms now a little bit closer to your sides. Could you inhale and bring one shoulder up towards your ear and exhale and take it down? Next one, inhale, bring it up the other shoulder. Exhale, take it down. Inhale again, both shoulders. Exhale, slide them down. Leave them there. Right, now, going to do something, a little bit of movement. So legs, could we have our legs bent? And the feet back to a hip width apart. So to get that place, you put your knees and feet together. Take your heels out to the side, your toes forwards, and let your knees part. So now you're at a hip width. And we've all got our legs in this sort of L shape, whether we're sitting or standing. And we're going to do some pelvic tilts again. So you might want your hands somewhere around your belly for a bit of feedback. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, a little tipping of your pelvis towards you. So pubic bone towards, think of it coming towards your bottom ribs. And then away down between your legs. Just a couple of those. Lovely. And then take out anything that's underneath your head if you're lying down. Arms down by your sides if you're lying down. I'm going to show this lying down, and I'm going to show it seated because it can be slightly different. Bring your feet a little bit closer because we're going to start to edge up into a bridge. We'll do a tilt first, a tip. Tipping your pubic bone towards nose and just feeling your bottom just start to slightly leave the mat. Now press into your feet and start to raise your hips. We don't want the head and neck to move. We don't want the teeth to be like, ah. Just let that go. And take it slowly, slowly down. And then we're going to curve it up. And now we're going to open the knees just a little bit. Just hold it there. And then close them to where they were, so they're pointing forwards, and lower down. And the lowering down, we're letting the vertebrae come down one by one. I like to think of it like a carpet and rolling, like red carpet, just rolling down to the floor. So just keep that going, that little pattern. I'll bring extra bits in. If you're seated, you can do a little tilt, a tip, and then let the knees part. Tip and let the knees part. You could do this also pressing everything together, so your legs together, knees together, feet together, a tip, open and close. And I'm keeping my ankles really close so I can feel the connection. I'm trying to keep a connection as I open them up, so I'm not just letting my legs flop. It's like controlled opening and closing. Now the next thing we can do for this is add some arms in. So we could have stop hands coming forwards, do that tip, that tilt, come up, open and close. Same if you're lying down. Remember, there's nothing underneath the head, or it could just be like I've got a towel that's flat down here. So coming up, open and close, but now I could add the arms in as well. So let's have those stop arms just like it's in seated, and that open and close. Keep the arms there, lower down. You can press the arms in between or just keep them up there. Now another thing you can do, instead of the stop arms, which your wrists might be tiring off slightly, is now place your palms against each other. Have a little wriggle of the shoulders and get them free. They're either pointing up towards the ceiling, think of the middle finger or the longest finger pointing up. If you're seated, they're straight ahead. Same again, that tip, that tilt. If you're lying down, you can take that higher. And then we're going to open the knees, really press the feet down to the floor. Let your feet go to the side edges. Hold it. Bring them in. Hold it. Lower down. And again, a tip, a tilt. Maybe you're coming higher if you're lying down. Press those feet down. Feel your feet and the mid part of your back, that's like really holding you there, keeping you as stable as you can be. Stare at your ceiling or straight ahead if you're seated. Let the legs open, hold. Close, hold. Come down. Arms down. Oh, well done. So now if you are seated, could you cross your arms over yourself, a little hug, and just wriggle side to side. If you're lying down, you might want your legs in towards your chest. You grab the back of your thighs, the tops of your knees, and just do a little bit of circling. If you're seated, a little bit of wriggling. You could circle your bum on the chair as well. That's it. Right, the next position we're going to be in is to work our backs, and for this we need to be on our fronts if we're lying down. So if you could take yourself onto your front if you're lying down, if you're happy to, but I have lots of different ways of doing this, and you probably don't want much underneath your head. Maybe a towel, that's all I'm going to have. I'm not going to use my cushion. You might want a cushion just around here, sort of groin area, if you've got really tight or pinchy low back. So I just have my forehead's going to go on that towel. If you're seated, let me show you what I'd like you to do. I'd like to start with a tap at the back of your head and pulling your face back like we did at the start. And you could even have your hand here as well. So you can tap the back of your head, pull back, and then come back to your hands. Your hand stays in the same place. So that tap or that sensation, back away from it, and then return to the hand. So you feel more chins kicking in, and then you ease off. That's how that's going to look if you are seated. And you can certainly swap arms and take breaks. If you're lying down, hands underneath your head, and the hands might be stacked or side by side, and your forehead's on your hands. Legs are long and straight, so they're not flopped out, they're just long and straight away from you. And there's some tension in the belly. We're trying to almost pull away from something that's cold beneath the belly. We're going to start with lifting the head and the chest and looking downwards. So give your shoulders a roll first. Take a breath in. Tension in the legs as well, so they're long and reaching away. And now lift the head up and feel some of your chest peel off the floor. Keep the gaze down and then take it down. Breath in. Maybe a little roll back of the shoulders. I'm doing a little wiggle too. And then lift up. So it's just like when we tap the back of our head and move the head back. It's the same, but we've just got our whole body in a slightly different position in relation to gravity. Same again. Bring it up. And one more. And then everybody ease off. You might want to wiggle your bum a little bit. You might want to give your shoulders a little wriggle. Right. For the next one, if you're lying down, we're going to take our hands down by our sides. And if you are seated, hands down by your sides. If you're lying down, take your breath in. Hands are touching your thighs. That's already giving you a little bit of extension. Now just lift your head and chest a little and look down. And then take it down. You can see I'm coming up really small amount. I'm going to come a little higher, up and down. If you're doing this seated, your arms are down by your sides. You're just going to slide arms slightly back and then let them come forwards. Coming back and coming forwards. I'm kind of trying to show you in all directions. If you're lying down, you can do the same, that sort of sliding back. So you could do it with your head downwards, keep the legs long, and the hands just slide back and almost around your thighs. And then coming down. So I've just got my ponytails just tickling right under my nose. All the hairs were just tickling in. You could do that lifting your head and chest, keep the gaze down. Maybe the arms just creep round a little bit and come down, creep round and come down. Oof, just got a bit of cramp in my foot, so wiggle that one out. A couple more like that. And then take it down, let your arms relax somewhere, so that might be underneath your head. Take your legs wider and let your bum wiggle side to side, or like you're hula hooping on the chair and you might want your head to one side. Well done. Right, now we're going to push ourselves back to a seated posture if you are lying down. So you might want to push back from this position into an all fours, which would look like this. And you can just have a moment there. You can give your bum a little wiggle side to side. You might do a little cat-cow, or it might be that you're just going to slowly roll yourself onto your side, bend everything, get your arms so they can help lever you up, and then bring yourself into a seated position. And then legs just somewhere comfortable. I'm going to go cross-legged for this one. And we're going to do a little bit more with our head, neck and shoulders and a bit of twisting and turning. So we'll grow tall. We could even tap the back of our head again. and bring our head back. We're going to turn, this time just turning it about halfway between the front and full side. And then take the tip of your nose downwards. So you're looking down this crease here towards your armpit. And then come up and twist and then turn to the other side. You can take a breath in if you like. So I'm just turning about half as much. Take the tip of the nose down to this little crease here. Hold it there. Bring it back. Come back to the center. This time we're going to take an arm to the opposite, I was going to say elbow, I mean knee. Hand to the opposite knee. Grow tall first. Now turn. If you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia, make it small, just a little turn. So your gaze is just going in this sort of direction. If you haven't, you might take the arm behind and turn further and use your knee for a little traction and leverage. Keep it high, keep it tall. And then release and just have a little wiggle. Opposite knee again. Grow tall before you do anything else. Osteoporosis and osteopenia, it's a small turn, just a little rotation at the waist. If you haven't got those issues and your spine is happy with a turn and a twist, you might use the back of your hand or grab your knee, take this arm a little bit further behind and turn a bit further. Then come back to the center. And then we'll give our shoulders a little circle each way with those elbow circles. And then we can alternate. And we can alternate forwards. Just loosens everything up. I hope everything is feeling just a little bit more fluid and just like mobilized. Lovely. Take your palms out to the sides, scoop up the air, bring your hands together and bring them into your chest. It's always better for a little bit of movement. Oh, thank you so much for being with me. I hope you have a good week. Oh, Lisa, that's such a lovely comment. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, I'm just loving reading your comments here. I'm going to go in and reply to all of those. Oh, you just make it all such a pleasure. I'll see you soon.